Hey guys, it is Nova Major here, bringing you a commentary on some team throwback, I think it's throwback, I want to say throwback, which includes game types such as King of the Hill, Oddball, and Capture the Flag, and Team Slayer. Now, this was my first time playing the playlist, and I managed to get a gameplay in it, very luckily. The score is not incredible, but, you know, I kind of wanted to upload it as it's my first game, my first time coming to grips with the rules of the game, and I thought it would be good to come off with my very fresh first impressions of the playlist, as I have a fair few opinions about the playlist, and most of them are good. It is, I mean, this game here was bloody awesome, like, just so much fun. This really brought me back to, like, Halo 3 and maybe even Halo 2 matchmaking, the levels of fun I had with it. And that might just be because I was, you know, raping face. It is quite easy to enjoy a game when you're doing really well on it. And as you'll notice there, that was a long respawn time. That is because on King of the Hill, Capture the Flag, and, what was the other playlist? King of the Hill, Capture the Flag. I think Oddball's on there as well. I believe they all have 10-second respawn timers. I think Team Slayer might have a little bit less, but it might be 10 seconds. I can't really remember, to be honest. I played a couple of games after this, actually, but those games, I only played like 2 games, and they went terribly, to be honest. I had a Team Slayer game, I had an Extraction game that wasn't even really a game, and another Capture the Flag game where I rage quitted, and I very rarely rage quit on Halo. To be quite honest, it's not something, you know, Halo is the sort of game where if I'm losing, I take it in stride, you know. If you're losing in Halo, it's usually because you are the less skillful player. And if you're winning in Halo, it's usually because you are the more skillful player, and there isn't really much middle ground. You know, Call of Duty, I find it very easy to rage quit because there are a lot of things you can get bullshitted by, such as overpowered weapons, you know, players playing in a very defensive, campy way, or you are put on a very bad team. Stuff like that happens, and although it happens in Halo, it is a lot less bad, and you can usually hold your own even if your team is pretty bad. So overall, Halo is just not a game that I rage quit from, whereas this game was just like, what the fuck? I had absolutely no chance. Like, I've never played, that was the hardest players I played on Halo 4. They all had very try-hardy names, not in a bad way, but they had kind of like names that you would see in an MLG circuit. Like Unleashed with an I, and Mega Pro Optimus Prime, and stuff like that. That would be a terrible pro name, but you get the picture. They were good players, and I didn't have a chance. I was trying to find the best in the lobby, and I stayed pretty far in, like halfway through, but my god, it was horrible. So that was kind of annoying that I went from having the best first game ever, got a gameplay from it, and then running riot in this game, as you'll see. I don't know if it's already happened, I got a bit sidetracked. I'm pretty sure it hasn't happened. I'm probably midway through the running riot right here, as you see on the screen. And then another killing spree later on. So it was a pretty sweet gameplay, a fair few deaths, but I feel like and a long gameplay, as you'll see by the length of the video. But I feel like the gameplay was entertaining enough and fast-paced. It didn't seem boring when I was watching it. There's always something going on, whether that be good or bad for me. And as you see there, I swapped to the battle rifle by accident. I got very lucky and just went for the double melee. I'm surprised we didn't trade. I did not expect someone else to come around that corner. Now, anyway, let's talk about throwback. Now, throwback is an interesting one to me. I was very excited by the notion of it with BRs only. There's DMR pickups, Covenant carbines, pistols. Depending on... There's one game type I played, I can't remember what it was. I believe it was Extraction, where you start off with the DMR. But apart from that, I believe you start off with the BR in pretty much every playlist, at least that I've played. DMRs are often pickups, Covenant carbines. I've seen snipers are on... Bloody hell, I got a bit confused. Snipers are pickups on this map, for example. So it's an interesting power-up setup. It's a lot like vanilla Halo, which I am a big fan of. But the problems I have with this, or the only few problems, is that armor abilities are kill streaks. At first I thought it was a really cool idea, but I just kind of see it as pointless. I don't know if the free power, the free armor abilities I got were the only ones you can get, or if there are more. It just seems like they don't add anything to the play style. They are nothing but a little bit of a nuisance. That is all I felt like. I didn't feel like, oh, these are adding a lot to the thing. I was just like, oh, I just got decoyed, or oh, there's a guardian shield there. I don't feel like they chose the best armor abilities. And I know they did that because they didn't want them to be too overpowered, so they just kind of chose bland, slightly bad ones. Which makes sense, but I just think, why put them in at all? You know, if you're going to make a vanilla Halo that is trying to appeal to the legit Halo players, as it were, quote-unquote, why put armor abilities in? You know, this is a playlist for the pro players. I don't think we really need it, and I think they would work better as maybe one pickup in the middle of the map, and it's a really good armor ability. That is what they used to do in Reach, and I used to think that worked pretty well. And it's sort of like the equipment pickups in Halo 3. It just makes sense to me, but yet they are armor abilities. But it does not in any way hinder the game. It does not in any way, major way, hinder the game. It's just a little bit of an annoyance and a little bit pointless to me. Secondly is, well, the respawn times make sense to me. I think the respawn times are good for the majority of playlists. I don't know, for King of the Hill it works. I can't remember if Slayer has a longer one. If Slayer has a longer one, I'm not really a big fan of it. But other than that, the respawn times aren't too bad. But the main problem I have, the radar, you know, this is what they did on the Team Slayer Pro playlist, and it aggravated me then, and it aggravates me now. I see no reason for there to be, like I said, they're trying to appeal, and look at this guy lagging, what the hell? I thought it was my connection going messed up then, but it was just his. You know, I thought radars, so they're trying to appeal to the core Halo player base, you know, not to the casuals with this playlist. This is a playlist meant for vanilla Halo players, and yet the radar was always in Halo 3, the radar was always in Halo 2, and the radar was always in Halo Reach. I do not understand how it makes it any more skillful not having a radar. If anything, I think, in my opinion, it makes it less skillful, because you add in the element of players being able to sneak up on you unskillfully. You know, if you're getting snuck up on by someone crouching in a corner, then that is not a skillful element. And the thing is, when players are always on the radar, then, you know, you are always being seen by the enemy team, at least when you're moving. You are always at the disposal of the enemy team, and I think that just kind of having no radar takes away from that, and it just adds an element of you could get a lucky kill just because you snuck up on someone who was unsuspecting. Whereas I think the radar just worked so well that I've never had a problem with the radar. I've never thought, oh, I just got screwed over by the radar. I mean, there is an element of players getting a high ground and then being able to defend that high ground too easily, and I guess that's why they do it. But I wouldn't say that cancels out the negatives of not having a radar, in that they can hide and act stealthily, and it's less gun on gun. You know, gun on gun is what I play Halo for. I want the skill of gun on gun, and nothing else really. So yeah, it just kind of irritates me a little bit, because this playlist is pretty much almost perfect for the most part. The King of the Hill is so much fun. Like, I don't play much objective play type. Sorry, I do not play the objective much in this game, but that is just because I saw my team absolutely dominating the objective, so I didn't really see the point in it. So I just wanted to have a lot of fun, because it's Lockout. You know, Lockout is such a great map. And it looks so good in this game. It's so fresh, and I love the fact that you can see the sky blue, crystal clear water in the background. That makes it absolutely godlike. But I'm just going to let the gameplay finish off here, and I'll be bringing you more Halo videos in the future, and I may talk about this playlist more. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm out.